Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, hey Ty. How you doing? How is everybody? Yes, we're waiting. That's still too loud, maybe. Ooh. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm excited about tonight. Yes, I am. Make sure I'm doing this correctly. Yes, I am. You see my painting? My baby Gabriella did. I want to say it was a Mother's Day gift. I don't know if it was her first day in college. Hey, Brenda. Thank you. Well, Dr. Smith is going to be on and popping. Tadisha. I love y'all. I'm excited about tonight. I'm excited. I told everybody some iced tea and apple juice. Mix it together. This is the day. Let me do one more thing, y'all. I don't know why you can see me. Y'all know I'm a Mary J fan. You know I'm a Mary J fan. You know I love me some Mary J. I wish she would come back for a concert.
Haven't you ever done anything?
I don't know what that was.
Even if it was the last time.
I just heard something.
I need some more work. I got you.
Oh, it's not what I wanted.
taking to read down.
Y'all hear that? It's the commercials.
You need to tell me what you've been up
I'm
to.
not paying extra for not to have a commercial. I'm not doing it.
This thing will-
You know they want you to pay extra.
Trust anybody.
But the song should be coming on. All right, y'all. This is my song. Let me take off these glasses. Put on some reading glasses. Y'all excited about tonight? Dr. Shavelta is coming on tonight. We're excited about her coming on, talking about rest. Uh-oh. I thought that was instrumental, because you know how they are. The book Rest. Y'all ready? Y'all can't hear it, can you? I don't want you to hear it, because if you can hear it, I still can hear it a little bit. Or maybe because I know all the words, right? Tell everybody the Lady Mo show is on. This is Authors Week. This is Authors Week. And we're going to get started in a minute. Our guest should be coming on soon. When she comes on, I'm going to have to get up, because I didn't realize I was that far away. I need a remote control. And my kids are texting me. They're a trip. These kids better get it together and stop texting me. I am fine, Tadisha. These kids are tripping about the colors that I want for Christmas. They're a trip. So tomorrow night we'll have George Williams, and he will be talking about breaking the chains of addictions. Breaking the chains of addictions. That's going to be awesome. Let me tell you, that's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome. So tell me how everybody's day was. My speaker is 1 hour behind us. So her time, it's 5:30. Our time is 6:38. Hope you guys have been enjoying the show so far. This week has been awesome. We had an awesome week. I'm telling you, I was blessed last night. I was just truly enjoyed last night's broadcast when we had Lorraine Williams, and she was talking about It's So Me, and talking about losing her hair, having a disease, and finding her identity through the process. Then we had just that fast, her name slipped my mind that fast. Frida. We had Frida last night, and she was talking about the wounds. Oh my gosh, she was talking about depression. She's a therapist, and she's working at the middle school, and she was telling us about the things that are going on in the school that we would never imagine. She talked about had this wonderful planner about productivity and being organized. On Monday, we had Dr. Rodney Middleton, and boy, did he have a bunch of books. He had a lot of books. Rodney did Why I Need a Pastor, Why I Need a Mentor. Oh boy, he had some good books. And you know, he is eye to eye. He has his own publishing company. So if you're interested in a coach, you need a coach, please look him up, Rodney Middleton. And he can, oh, hi, Candace. How are you? Nice to see everybody. Oh, thank you, Ty. This is my studio that I had made a long time ago. Hi, Aunt Diane. How are you? I miss you. So we've had some great guests, and tomorrow, as I said, we'll have George Williams will be here, and he will be talking about breaking the chains of addictions. And I'm telling you, we have some addictions that we need to break. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Can't be. Please don't tell me I'm not the only one. I don't know. People are. So tonight, I can't turn the music back up because it's words and it was supposed to be just the instrumental. So because it's the instrumental, not the instrumental, I cannot play it because of Facebook. They don't like for you to do that. They could possibly shut you down. But we have our guest that's coming on soon. She's going to be talking about rest. And let's see. This is for our COVID-19 frontliners. She has some really inspirational things that she wants to share with us, how to release emotion and stress. It's called Let's Rest. It's what it's called. She's an obstetrician and a gynecologist. Obstetrician and a gynecologist. And she's also a Navy veteran, so she's going to be awesome. I'm telling you, tonight's going to be fantastic. So we're waiting for her to come in. I know she's been on. She says she's been on call for 24 hours. So let's see, make sure this is right. Make sure she's able to get in. I just wanted to make sure she can get in. So, and on Thursday, let's see. So tomorrow's, I've been really getting mixed up with all my days. I really have. I'm going to make some banana pudding. I think I want to make it tomorrow morning. So you guys tune in for the banana pudding. But tomorrow evening, we'll have George Williams, and that will be at 7 p.m., and that's breaking the chains of addiction. Then on Friday, we're going to have Shay Fawcett Robinson. That's going to be on transparency. I'm interested to hear about that book. I really am. And on Saturday morning, Nikita Jackson will be talking about Black fathers. And yes, Black fathers. And that's going to be, I think, is at 10? Is it at 11? Because, I've been trying to sleep in 10 a.m. Now, I might have another guest for you that Saturday morning. I'll let you know tonight. But I hope you've been enjoying our guests. And please, please buy their books. This is the perfect opportunity for us to, since we're in quarantine and things, we may be in real quarantine again in a couple of weeks, depending on how things flow. So it's important for us to be busy doing productive things, doing things to grow our mind, to step out of our comfort zones, to do things that you've always wanted to do. You just never had time to do it. That's me, and I still don't have time to do the things that I want to do. I just want to sleep for 4 hours straight and not wake up thinking, oh, did I do this? Oh, did I do that? So my hours of sleeping is usually from 3 to 4 a.m., 3 or 4 a.m. till about 6, 7. By 7, I'm wide awake. So, this has been a good quarantine. I know some people have lost their lives. I know some people are just going crazy, being cooped up in the house. But we just have to continue to focus on that. So we're going to share the video. We're waiting for her to come in. We will see if she's coming, because I know, as I told you, she's on call 24 hours. She didn't say there was an emergency. I spoke to her earlier, but she is a doctor. So she works in the emergency room in Texas. So because of the time difference, and I know she had to drive home, she could be in traffic, and she had to change and do all those things we as women have to do prior to we saying hello. But I'm going to make some bread pudding tomorrow. And next week, let me tell you about my next week on the Lady Mo show. Next week is going to be fantastic. Let me tell you who the lineup is for next week. As soon as I can find it, here we go. We're going to be talking about the mindset for success. Focus, focus, focus. Work the plan. Oh my goodness. I'm just excited. Have you started planning for your 2021, or are you still complaining about what's going on in 2020? I don't know. You tell me. I've already started planning. I've already begun to think about my first move, my second move, things that I know I need to do on my to-do list, things that I must get done, things that are on my dream book. So we're going to really be motivating you with that. You're changing your mindset for success, making sure that you're successful in 2021, not using 2020 pandemic and the COVID from stop you from moving in purpose. Some people just move in purpose during different seasons. And to me, that's just not fruitful. You should always be moving towards a goal. You should, like, for instance, if you are a politician, I ran for office. So, I don't just be a politician or be a politician during the season when I'm running. It's a part of my life, which means I'm always thinking about doing things. I'm always, keeping myself abreast on what's going on in the political realm. I just don't do things when it's that time. I do the same thing all the time. It's who I am. So the things that I do are who I am. I don't just season. Oh, well, this is the season for this, so I'm just going. No. And that's part of the problem, because we're never consistent in the things that we say we want to do. We pick and choose the times and the days. Let me see who else is going to be on here. So I want you guys to make sure you tune in for next week. Let's see next week. Okay, so that Monday, which is, what's the date on Monday? So it'll be Monday, will be the 7th at 6:30. We'll have the coach of encouragement. He's fantastic. Stop playing with it. He doesn't say with. Stop playing with it. Stop playing. He says it really fast. It's a little slang. Stop playing with it. I guess that's how he says it. Because if we say it grammatically correct, we'll say stop playing with it. He says stop playing with it. Playing with it. That's funny. It's good though. J.L. Williams, and he will be on at 6:30 to motivate us, encourage us, get us moving, getting ready to go. Then on Tuesday, we'll have Kanvan Turner. He's a fundraiser professional, a speaker, and a life coach, and he will be on at 6:30. Oh, I see a mistake. I'm going to go back and change that. A typo. And then also that evening at 7, we'll have the Douglas family. This family are just full of, they're all entrepreneurs. They're all motivated. They're all doing something. Well, I shouldn't say doing something. They are all producing. What I say at the Johns household, and that's probably why my Gabby right now, the campaign is over, and she is just like, I can't keep still. She can't keep still. She says, I need a hobby. You know what I told her to do? Read her Bible. She needs a hobby because she's been running for the last, since college started, and she started playing rugby. I was like, you doing what? She started, she's been active in sports ever since she was in middle school. So she's always been on the go. She's always had a little part-time job. Even when she was in college, she was waitressing. She's not used to keeping still. I said, well, Gabby, take a nap. I know you're tired from running and the campaign. She says, Mom, I need to be doing something. So, and make sure you come to her comedy show. It's going to be social distancing, December the 18th. And it's 2 different shows because of COVID, 7 and 9:30. She will be the head comedian, the headliner. That's how they say it. And then we'll have on Thursday, we're going to have Darnielle Jervey Harmon. She's the CEO of One Enterprises. She's doing a fantastic, phenomenal job. and building her empire. So it's going to be a motivational, uplifting week. So tune in. Let me make sure she's okay. She was supposed to be on a few minutes, 10 minutes ago. So we'll see. We're making sure everything is okay. That's right, Brenda. We have to move on. You can't keep holding on to 2020. Absolutely. Remember, everybody, mix iced tea and apple juice. Tastes pretty good. So we're waiting for our guests. Then the following week, the week of my birthday, which is the 13th, we're going to have some special guests. We have Chef Courtney, Chef Aubrey, we have Chef Rudd, we have Patricia, Chef Patricia, we have Mama Williams, I think she's coming on as well. It's my birthday week. We're making my favorite meals. We are, What You're Cooking with Lady Mo. And, I'm on and off What You're Cooking with Lady Mo. I don't cook every day anymore because my kids are spoiled and I'm trying to wean them off of me cooking because they're spoiled rotten. So my son is always looking for food. He's like, are you cooking? He'll text me, are you cooking today? Really? Okay. She said only the host can see me and may add me. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I don't see you. 1 second, everybody. Everybody, 1 second. I'll be right back. Dr. Travolta, I'm coming. Everybody, 1 second. Trying to get my guest in. One second, everybody. One second, everybody. One second, everybody. I need help. Oh, that's why. Jen. Okay, 1 second. I don't know why. Y'all, in 1 second. 1 second. Waiting for, trying to get my. Oh, I'm having a fit here. Where is he? Hey, Tim. I need Dr. Tim. That's who I need, because I don't know. Everybody, just 1 second, please. Now I'm hot. Trying to figure this out. I messed it up. Oh my gosh, she said she's been waiting for us. She was on another link, everybody. There she is. Okay, everybody. This is my fault. Oh, finally. This is my fault.
Hello.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I was so upset. Let me
It's all
see.
right.
1 second.
What happened? You look pretty.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Oh my goodness, that's my fault. I sent you the wrong link.
It's okay.
Oh, at least you had a chance to breathe though, right? For a few minutes.
I just sat here. I just waited patiently.
I was telling everybody that you were a doctor and you were on call for 24 hours. So you needed a break anyway, a breather. So welcome to the Lady Mo Show.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you so
me.
much for coming in. And I know you're busy. You're busy, but we're excited. And, I just can't wait to hear about the book. The cover is outstanding. So
Thank
that you
you.
know, the cover is outstanding.
Thank
It's
you.
beautiful. It's beautiful. And the cover is everything. You know that.
Yes.
That's like
Yes.
a hairstyle is everything. But the
Yes.
cover is everything.
It's got to be right.
So tell me, what's your life been like during COVID since March? What has your life been like?
Wow. So it's been different in and out of medicine. We transitioned to Texas
Oh, wow.
in
I
the
didn't know
middle
that
of the,
today.
in the middle of the pandemic, we did that.
Wow.
And so since then I've been here. The volume for patients has been a lot, but it's been very different because, for a while we were starting to do more telemedicine. You're screening everybody and masks all day,
Yes.
not letting people in the office if they don't have a mask on. So, it's been really, I think, just challenging in that we're all nervous about getting COVID. And so I think there's just so much precautions in place. I've become a garage stripper now. So that's interesting because when I come home from work, for those of us that are in the hospital, we are stripping in the garages because,
Yeah.
the COVID infection can also be on our clothing and our shoes and, hair. So I was getting a robe handed to me from Greg, when I would drive in, and then he would hand me my robe through the door. And I just kind of stripped down in the garage and then put the clothing in a bag and then come into the house and then go shower. So.
And do you throw the clothing away or you wash it later?
Just wash them, throw them right into the washing machine and wash them.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
For us that are not doctors, we always want to know what it's like in the ER, especially in a time like this when you're dealing with people are not only depressed and dealing with emotional issues, but now they may have COVID. So you're dealing with a multitude of different things that people are dealing with. And I know that's a lot. Do you like the fast pace?
So, my colleagues that are in the ER, every physician's experience with COVID is going to be very different depending on what type of specialist they are. Because a lot of the specialties that could close their offices and not really have to engage so much with the COVID infected individuals, they were able to do that and do more telemedicine. But for different ones of us, like ER, you can't close your ER, so the ER, a lot of them, and the ICU have really gotten hit hard because that's where a lot of the catastrophes and a lot of the deaths and just it's so overwhelming for them. A lot of the patients are in the ICU, and they're the very ones that are actually managing the illness of these patients and seeing a lot of the trauma and the sickness and the death. And so that I know has been very devastating for them. My role is very different from the ER physician who's down there managing. I am OBGYN and I serve as actually am in a new position where I'm more now almost like a ER for the OBs. And so it was different before COVID because we were just handling the OB stuff. But now I am at a place where one of the clinics I work at, they now have OBs. We do the testing for COVID. So it was at one point, I didn't have to worry about that. My ER counterparts were doing the testing and they're doing this. And now I'm working at a specific place where it's me. So if they're pregnant and they're coming and they have COVID symptoms, I'm doing the COVID testing on them. And I've had a few that have come back positive that I've been exposed to. And then the other way that I think my exposure is the same is that although I'm not managing COVID, I still have COVID positive patients that when they come in and it's time to deliver a baby, we got to deliver the baby. So I've done C-sections on COVID positive patients. I've had to do postpartum care on COVID positive patients in the hospital. And, I do the same kind of PPE, gowning up and gearing up like they will in the ER. So, although the extensiveness of our involvement in the COVID patient is very different and can be different across the specialties. But for those of us that are involved in having to still make contact with them and take care of them and treat, them, you just are like, Lord, cover me. I don't want to die. I don't want to get anything. I don't want to die. Just cover me. Because it's an exposure all the time, in the specific job I have, I can't avoid that.
Yeah. So tell us about this book, Rest. Tell us about the book.
So Less Rest is so dear to me. One, as a frontline worker, it's dear to me. And then two, just the very essence of what it is. Let's Rest stands for release emotion and stress together. And this specific book is a COVID frontliners edition, but it really can be for anybody, whether you're non-clinical, whether you're clinical, whether you're working in a nursing home, whether you're the janitor at a facility that still has COVID patients, or whether you're just somebody who knows a COVID, knows a healthcare worker. But medicine has transitioned in so much during this COVID season. We're doing it very differently. There's more stresses. We're overwhelmed. Many of my colleagues, they are not sleeping. They're not getting rest. And when I heard about a colleague, I didn't know the physician, but, as a physician, we consider each other colleagues in New York, who actually was the director of one of the ERs of a Manhattan hospital. She developed COVID, recovered from COVID, and then committed suicide.
No.
And and a lot of it had to do, it's just so overwhelming. So it was that moment that I heard the story on the news that I knew I didn't know her. I'd never met her, but it was just still this connection. We're all in this together. We're all physicians. We're all being exposed to it in different ways. And my heart was like, what can I do? What can be my part in, helping to do something that can make it better? And so I came up with this idea. I have always planned to start doing some Let's Rest conferences for physicians. And so it was kind of like, why wait for that? So the book is a book that is full of so many different things to uplift, to encourage, to inspire, to just really kind of refuel the emotional tank of the medical professionals and the COVID-19 frontliners. So there are some morning huddles that I do, which is just inspiring audio, words of encouragement. There's music behind it. And then it has some breathing techniques. And I think I sent you two so that you could listen to them and get a feel for them. So we have that in there. And then there's questions for them to be aware of their emotions and how they're feeling. So the goal is that this book and this journal, it's an inspirational journal, will really just help each of us to be aware of our emotions, to be aware of what we're feeling, through this pandemic. So that's the gist of it. It over 70 special messages from people all over the world were sent in to me, and they're in this book, and they're dedicated and they're written to COVID frontliners and medical professionals, all the way
Wow.
down to the janitor, to the housekeeper who was cleaning. Some people address that in their special messages for them, and they're so heartfelt. They're just
Mhm.
beautiful messages. So we have a lot of that, and I was so excited about that. I even got a message from someone in Vietnam, and
Oh, wow.
they put it in their language and then in English. And we've got Korea in there. We got Australia in there. We
Oh,
got
that's
all 50 states in the United States. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's really going to be something to just, give some upliftment and encouragement.
and when you were talking about releasing, the book sounds like it's universal for anyone, not, like you said, not necessarily frontline workers or, doctors and lawyers and nurses, but because many people are struggling right now trying to figure
Yes.
out, what am I going to do in 2021? Is it going to look like 2020? And then you said refueling. We're going to have to refuel ourselves to prepare for 2021. And a lot of
Yes.
people are falling back and allowing fear to grip them, so they can't move. So
Yes.
they need to be restored and recharged and renew their mind. And I know that you also teach outside of being a doctor. You teach also. What will you say to the folks that are out here that are listening and saying, I don't have COVID, or I might know someone has COVID, but I have some of those similar symptoms. How can you minister to them? What can you say to encourage them in those areas?
Yeah, one of the things I talk about in the journal is the importance of refueling, just what you were talking about, because um, we're going to be depleted no matter what. Everything we do throughout the day is taking something from all of us, our
Mhm.
energy, our time, and one of the things I talk about is so important to figure out what refuels you, what helps you as an individual to be able to become re-energized, to refuel your emotional tank, your spiritual tank, physically. We know physically rest and drinking water and hydration is important. For me personally, for those that know me, I am not ashamed to say, in addition to being a physician, I am a believer. I am a Christian. And so for me, my refueling comes from those times that I'm able to sit and allow God to refuel me. And whether
Mm.
it's, I take a moment to read my Bible, or whether it's I'm having my prayer and meditation time, or, I journal as well. Sometimes I, have journals where I just write out what I'm feeling, and then
Mhm.
I may pray and just kind of say, okay, God, I put it out here. Now help me to refuel. So I think everyone has to find their own way to refuel. But for those that do believe in God, and those that do believe in God's power and his ability to refuel them, then my advice to them is that this is definitely the time, when we're talking about releasing our emotions and our stress, cast those cares and cast those fears and cast those anxiety and anxious moments into the hands of God, and then
Mhm.
allow him to comfort you and to keep you and to refuel you. And I believe that that's how, those that do believe in God are able to be refueled. And for those that may not believe in God, then, they need to find ways that are going to refuel them, whether it's, quiet time, or, you know, activities, or whatever it is that they feel that they need to do. But I feel that, that would be my advice to people.
And how do you balance? Because many of us struggle on how to balance everything, being a mother, a wife, or, having a full time job, studying our Bible, doing extracurricular activities, working out. How do you balance? What can we look forward to in the book Rest on teaching us how to balance?
I think the balance is, and again, I hate to sound so spiritual, but I think, in medicine, there are things that we talk about, but everyone focuses more on the physical. But we also now, there's a big awareness of the mental well-being of people. And
Yes.
so because of COVID now, you hear a lot more about mental well-being, mental health. But there's also a third component that I think sometimes gets forgotten, or maybe medicine sometimes doesn't focus on it as much as maybe I think it should be, but we have a spirit as well. And so it's the spiritual well-being. And I think when all three of those components are in balance, then it helps us to be in balance in general in our lives. So for me, my ability to balance between work and home and ministry and everything else that I do, for me, I believe it's because I am very well connected in God. I'm plugged in there. And so because I have an understanding that my spiritual well-being is just as important as my mental well-being and my physical well-being. So I have done my best to try to keep myself in general, my body, my spirit, and my mind in balance. And because I'm able to do that, and I feel that anyone who can do that and do it effectively, that now transitions and it transfers into your life in general. And it gives you the ability to balance your life because you yourself are balanced. So, I'm able to be more organized. I'm able to prioritize, because whatever is not going to do me well, body, soul, and spirit wise, I know that, okay, if this doesn't have anything to do with my purpose, if this is not a priority right now, then I know where to compartmentalize it so that I can stay on task each day. I think when people aren't really clear of what purpose is, when they wake up in the morning, they don't really know what is the purpose of the day, what is the purpose of my life, what is it that I need to do today. Then you're all over the place and you're imbalanced because you don't really know what direction to go in. So you'll go in whatever direction someone pulls you in.
Oh, I love that. So if you don't recognize and discover purpose, you will allow people to pull you in. What was the last part you said? Pull
You
you
allow you to pull them into any direction. If you're not clear of the purpose that you need to be going in, the direction you need to be going in, you will allow people to pull you in any direction that they want you to go
Oh, that is so good. That is so, so good. And that's why so many of us are walking around like zombies. We're following other people.
Yeah.
And sitting next to or under people, like you said, walking around like this because we don't have a clue what to do. Oh my God, that was so good. That is good. I'm gonna use that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna use that.
No, I love it. There's one of my morning huddles in the journal is called Follow Too Closely. And I came up with that because a lot of the morning huddles in the journal have a lot to do with what I experienced as a physician, whether it was at work, on my way to work, or after work. And so I had a morning that I was on my way to work and I was new to the Houston, Texas area, new to Texas in general. And I got pulled over one morning. And I didn't know why I got pulled over. The cops made me get out of the car, the whole works. And he said, "Ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over?" And I said, "No, but I'm on my way to the hospital." And they said, "Because you were following too closely." And I said, "Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing." And he said, "Yes." He said, "In Houston, it's a big deal. Most of our accidents," and they said, "We have extensive amount of accidents in Houston. Most of our accidents are because people follow too closely." So he started explaining to me that when you're following another car too closely, if that car stops or that car needs to do something, that you don't have the ability to react and move quickly, and thus it creates accident, catastrophe, and in the worst case scenario, it creates death. And so I thought about this, and that morning huddle came to me because I said, a lot of times in life, if we're not careful, again, if you don't know your purpose, you don't know what you're supposed to do, you will allow people to utilize you in any way that they see fit, right? This chair that I'm sitting in, this chair was made for me to sit in, but I can utilize it to stand up and change a light bulb. So it's not the purpose that it was for, but I'm utilizing it in the way that I see fit that's going to serve me. And when we're not careful, we let people do that to us. And so what happens when you don't realize your purpose, you'll start following other people. And you just following and following. I mean, you just so close into what their goals are and what they want for you, that if you're not careful, one day when they take a halt or they go in a different direction or they go, you'll have no time to react, to really know what's going on in your life. And then a lot of times that's where our spiritual death comes from, our emotional depletion, those kinds of things. Metaphorical, point of view can step in. So we have to be careful that we're not following closely, other people.
That is so good. Tell us how we can get your book. I know everyone wants to know how we get the book.
Yeah, so it's going to be released. We are, and you guys be praying on this. The release date is December 15th. And that's what we are targeting for. And we are geared up to be. I just found out that the person who was finishing the last print ready portion of the book thought they may have developed COVID. So we had a delay.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my gosh. But that's the reality of what's happening. The person that you least expect or think you're not even thinking someone's going to get COVID. My designer's in another country. So, it's like, what? But I think we're back on track. So December 15th, and it should be on Amazon.
Okay.
And Amazon. And I encourage people, if they are interested in reserving copies of the book, to go to my website, which is
what's your website?
It's www. Doctor, which is drchevelta.com. And they will see when they go on there that there is a place that says reserve your copy. There's no money that you have to give right now, but we just want to get an idea of those that are interested in the book, and they can reserve a copy for themselves. They can reserve copies, for a COVID frontliner to gift it to them. And then when the book comes out, then they can actually come back on to the Amazon site and they can order the book.
Wow. I wish I had more time. I had to have you back just to talk about some other things that I heard in the spirit that I need you to expand on.
Sure.
I know you're very busy. I know you need a nap. So I don't want to hold you up. But I thank you so much. And I'm going to reserve my copies. So I'm on the website. I put the information on so everyone can go on the website and reserve their book, Rest. Any last words or anything that you want to share about the book that we didn't cover?
I just want to encourage everybody, it's release emotion and stress together. And that together part is so important. We have so much that they're telling us to do with social distancing, but really it's the physical distancing that they want us to kind of do. The social part, we need each other. Emotionally, we have to be connected to each other. And so that's the part that I just want to encourage everyone, to still know that we're all here. We're here spiritually. We're here emotionally for one another. And let's not forget the need to check in on each other, because there's higher suicide rates and depression just because people have to be in their homes.
Yeah.
So I really want the togetherness is important. And because of that, I'm really encouraging people, even if you're not a medical worker, but a healthcare worker. We all know someone who works in the healthcare field. Reserve a copy of the book and get it into the hands of these frontliners, these medical professionals, clinical or non-clinical, because they need to know that together where they're being supported and they have people that really care about them behind them.
Well, yes. Well, thank you so much. You've been a delight, and it was no surprise that you were going to be excellent.
Thank you.
I thank you so much for fitting me in your schedule.
Oh, I thank you for thinking of me and inviting me. You're doing a wonderful thing, Lady Mo. I love you. I'm so glad. This was awesome because it gave us an opportunity to slow down and connect and talk with each other again. So I am so happy. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm honored to be
I'm
on
going
the
to text
show.
you.
Okay.
Connect again.
Okay.
In your time, when you're moving.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
the time and I'll make the time for you. You
Oh,
just let me know
wonderful,
when.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Shavelta.
All right.
Have a
blessed
good
day.
night.
All right.
Take
You too. Bye,
care.
guys.
Bye-bye. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I have to go. It's been a great night. I'm so sorry about the connection that we had, but she was outstanding. I suggested you go and order her book. You can have to pay right now. You can just reserve. The book is www.dr for Dr. Chevelta, CHEVELTA.com. Reserve your copy now. She was outstanding. Remember, she talked about resting and also resting, release emotion and stress together. Release emotion, stress, and together. She talked about releasing, refueling, restoring, recharging, and renewing. Join us tomorrow. What's tomorrow morning? Oh no, I won't be on tomorrow, but I'm sure Dr. Tim will probably be on tomorrow. But join us in about 10 minutes for Bible study, for our weekly Bible study. We are just doing what God has told us to do, and we're excited about it. So just tune in about 5 or 10 minutes, and you'll hear an awesome word from Dr. Tim. Again, this is Lady Mo, and thank you for tuning in to the Lady Mo Evening Show. Take care. See everybody later. See you later.
Tonight, I'll be eating chicken tikka masala with garlic naan. Cheers.
I will get Patrick. That's Sir Patrick. Sir.
he don't do it right.
Man, that's not
That's
true.
why I'm telling you.
That's not true. Why didn't you end this?
Oh my God.